Welcome back. I'm Wavepunk, and this is day 126 of producing for a year, and I think it's done. I think the album's done. I'm gonna export it. I'm gonna go listen to it in more places. There are mistakes and there are things that I don't like in it that I have made peace with, and I'm okay with just leaving as they are, putting the album out, and moving on to another project and applying the lessons we learned making this one in a new one. But to walk through the kind of things we did today, I adjusted the mix of boss fight a little bit. There was a few spots here where you can hear, like, I made the little flute at the end here a little bit quieter. Today's mix, yesterday's mix. Very subtle change, but I liked it. I also increased the volume of this melody. A little bit quieter. Not really a big change that I think anyone's really gonna notice but me. And yeah, then I called that track done. I had to just make a decision about character select. If you remember a few episodes ago, I was really excited to try and go back and remix a few things, but all of the things that those mixes were getting right were losing some of the magic of what I thought 2.1 had, and I decided to stop wrestling with it and just to stick with the mix. Especially when I was going there, I was kind of like A-Bing between the changes, and I was like, honestly, I don't even know if these changes are worth the difference here. I think I'm overthinking it. Let's just have this one be done. But I did want to kind of mess around with one actual mastering thing here. This is the only one of the tracks I mastered where I tried putting some soft distortion on it. And it's the only one because it didn't seem to make that big of a difference. If I sit here and A-B between the two of them, I'm not even going to tell you which one's which. You tell me if you can tell which one is which here. That for the record, I was actually going back and forth between two tracks there where it sounded identical. I do have them volume matched here. This one here that I was going up to is the one I kind of matched to -2 true peak and -14 LUFS on a previous episode. So this one I was trying to match it to, so the limiter's a little bit less aggressive well, not on this one, this is the wrong channel. On this one, where the compressor is turned on, the compressor is significantly less aggressive in its gain makeup there. It's only adding 1 decibel of gain instead of 2.9, but you heard it was about the same. So that extra gain is coming from the compressor. The extra volume we're getting is coming from the compressor here. But I'm not doing any actual compression, really. As you can see, the needle's not moving. It's just, as it's passing through here, getting a little bit distorted through this distortion. And can you tell? This is the sort of stuff that makes me think that mastering doesn't actually matter, right? The distortions, it is adding volume, it's doing something, yet it sounds exactly the same. If you go back and forth and you A-B the two of them, it is way louder, just a little bit louder. People might be like, oh, it's because it sounds better, it's just got that little bit of distortion running through, but it is actually measurably louder. If I get and I look at the LUI of this one versus the one above, remember we mixed this to -14, it was actually -14.1. This is at actually -14.0, so it's quite literally 0.1 LUFI louder. So much better, so much worth all the effort with the distortion. And honestly, that was why I didn't do it. The rest of them was like, this does not seem to have made a big enough difference for me to have to go sit here and kind of like redo a bunch of math and a bunch of listening to all these, blah, blah, blah. Let's not mess with that. But there is one detail about how Spotify talked about its normalization process that I think I was kind of overlooking. It says we normalize an entire album at the same time, which I think means it will listen to the average LUFS of the entire album, not just one song, adjust it, another song, adjust it. So I was like, I think I need to do a LUFS measurement of the entire track. And obviously, since I've averaged all of them to be right around -14, this shouldn't be a problem at all. But let's just double check. And I was like, I don't want to sit here for half an hour while this runs through the limiter, or through the multimeter. Surely there's a better way to do that. And actually, I found this wonderful website called loudnesspenalty.com, where you just kind of put your track in, it analyzes it, and then it gives you how much each of these services will adjust the loudness of your track. And I was very pleasantly surprised to see that YouTube, Spotify, Tidal, Pandora, Amazon were all within 0.1 of what their limitations were. The largest change was Apple, so I assume if I'm downloading music off of Apple or just playing off Apple Music, I don't know. This seems like they have a different loudness measurements there, but who uses that anyways? Not me, ever. Sometimes I do. This made me feel good. This was a cool website. They also have a plugin. Plugin is $50, but you can just have this run your project and it'll tell you how loud or how quiet you need to make things. So that was cool. I think I'm happy with where we're at on loudness and with how everything sounds. I watched this video by Music Tech Help Guy. It's a very simple, very basic, but was a good refresher on how to bounce projects. And that is the next step. So I'm gonna bounce these and I'm going to listen to them. And barring any dramatic, catastrophic things I run into on some sound system somewhere that I think people will actually listen to it on a lot and it just sounds horrible, I'm calling it done. I think this is where Boss Fight is finished. So now I just gotta get album art made. Unfortunately, that might end up being a little bit of a bottleneck, but we won't let that stop us here on the channel. We'll actually keep working on music and just have this project be ready to upload once the album art's done. Fun stuff. Cool. Glad to stop messing around with these projects. There's a part of me that's a little bit sick of some of these songs from having listened to them so much. So thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all who have been here through this whole process. Excited to see what we start working on next. And yeah, see you guys tomorrow.